Fun fact for you. That was the Notorious Jigs. Fun fact for you. How's it going, everyone? First and foremost, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I know it's the holiday season. Merry Christmas plus Happy New Year's, because we probably won't be on for New Year's because some of us will be having waterfalls or chasing waterfalls. I'm for sure our panel of guests here will be chasing waterfalls around that time. But we got the Fresh and Salty crew. We got Kei on here. We got the top finishers of the AOTY. They're what would you consider, Kei? Would you consider it a tournament? It's more of an event than it is of a tournament, right?
It's more of a tournament, but it's not a tournament. It's like it's just how like we're a social group, right?
Yeah.
So we just fish every weekend and stuff like that. So why not make it like a angler of the year? That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So friendly competition. So we got we got Kei here. That's basically the mastermind behind it. Also Fresh and Salty mastermind, and then basically our top finishers from last year's inaugural event, right? Because that was the first year you guys had. So thanks for joining us. We got, Jerry's also notorious, as in notorious for making notorious crappie jigs. So he's also notorious in that sense.
Yeah.
So for the guys that don't know him,
we should probably do an introduction, because I don't know anybody. I'm gonna be honest, other than Kei, I haven't met anybody before. So maybe we'll go around and introduce everybody, and then we can talk about a bit more about that AOTY and maybe talk about how you qualified and all those things. So
okay. Yeah. If you want, the guy can introduce himself right now before we get going on the coverage of the Angler of the Year.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to jump in.
Start number one over there. Come on, Jerry.
Hey,
Jerry.
Hey guys, this is Jerry Yang. I'm a lure maker, bait maker, Notorious Custom Jigs, and I just recently got back. Well, actually, been 4 years since I've been back to California, and saw this awesome fishing group, Fresh and Salty, and then actually it was a kayak community that I saw that was booming over here. I mean, we had some in North Carolina, but not like what we got here in California. So, yeah, it's been awesome trip time. Just coming back to California and seeing how the kayak community is here. So yeah. But anyways, Jerry Yang,
number one.
Number one.
Number one.
All right. Number two, Boo Fam. Joined the group probably right when COVID hit. So, everybody had to look for other things to do when COVID hit. And Chalo got me into on a kayak, and I've been hooked ever since. So I've been fishing since around 2020 with you guys.
You done, Boo?
Yep, I'm all done.
My real name's Yang. These guys call me Mamba. That's my Facebook name, but My last name is Vu. Charlie introduced me to the group about maybe 4 years ago. And then I just started fishing with these guys, met Kei and met the rest of these guys, and just been doing this since then. And AOTY was just something that we did just for fun for me and challenge myself, But all these guys that we fish with, we're just all friends. And really, like, Jerry can just take away all his bait from most of us, and we won't be able to compete against him, Yeah. So but it's all for fun. Yeah. But I'm Yang. Nice to meet you guys.
So why'd you get the nickname Mamba? Before we go
when I meet you again in person, I'll explain.
Okay. Don't show me anything. I'm assuming it has to do with some sort of black snake.
You're assuming.
Black snake.
Black Mamba.
Fair enough. That being said, how would you guys like to roll with this? Would you like to go ahead and explain what AOTY is, first, and
I could start off with that. A lot of people they're still asking questions. They don't know what it's about and how to do this. But the Fresh and Salty Angler of the Year is powered by Dakota Linton, and it's a year-long competition. People go fish multiple species, tally up the top 10 fish. That will be their top score for the year, right? And on the list, we have a total of about maybe 33 or 34 species throughout California, fresh and saltwater. So it's a $30 buy-in. It's a no-brainer. You use $30 to buy in, and you get a ticket to enter the free raffle. So throughout the whole year, we got 4 quarter drawing to win prizes. Up to a couple $100 prizes, and we have 2 winners every quarter. So not just that, every fish species that you submit, you get an additional ticket that go into that rolling cage. So the more fish you submit, the species, the more ticket you have in there, that better your chance to win it. So even though if you don't, even though if you join in with $30 and you don't fish, you still get a ticket that's floating there throughout the whole year. If you do fish, you could get up to like 15, 16, depending on how much you fish. In 2024, this year, I think the most ticket we had was 16, and it was from a little boy, Nicholas. You guys probably know Nicholas. Nicholas Yang.
The guy that caught the giant crappie.
Yeah, that's the little boy. So that's what it is. It's a friendly competition. Everything goes back out to all the winners. As you can see, they take home some serious hardware. From catch, and not a lot of Angler of the Year race. They offer that kind of hardware trophies like that. That's what it is. It's a friendly competition throughout California. To test out their different waters, rules and regulations, just to see who come up on top. That's what it is.
Okay. Is there any rules that you guys would like to see change?
Yes, there is rules. I have it posted on the feature page on the group. All the water have to be public waterway where everyone could enter in for it to qualify. It can't be no private pond or anything like that. It have to be in California, meaning people that fish Lake Havasu, you have to be on the California side to qualify, to submit fish from there. Anywhere else, from the salt and fresh, and California Fish and Game rules apply. So species that have a size limit, like bass, they have like most places are 12 inches. I had last year someone submitted a 9-inch bass. That didn't count. So that's what it is. So, stripers. Northern California, right? It's all 18-inch, right, to be a keeper. Exception of New Hogan Lake, where it's no size limit, or Southern California.
Yeah.
But pretty much everything's that's it.
Can I ask a question? Just because maybe to clarify, you're running this on Tourney X, yeah? Or are you running this on Fishing Chaos? Or how does someone, once they pay $30, submit fish? And
so the thing is that this is actually we just got done with the first year. This it's a friendly competition, so we're doing it based off of the contestant participants submit their fish to the judge panel, their
Okay.
messenger, email, or whatever like that. So everything's kept on
Gotcha.
file. So that way we don't post up the what people catch up there, but what kind of fish and stuff like that. But we do post up the point, per like every 2 weeks or so like that.
Gotcha. Nice. So you just pay the $30 and then go through the judge panel to submit your fish. I'm assuming. Do you have like a standardized board that you have to take pictures of the fish on, or how does it work for measuring the size?
Yeah. So a catch is a big supporter of us. So it's strictly on catch board only. Exception to that, if you get a fish that's over, the catch board size of 32-inch, then you could use the tape measure to connect it from the face of the board, and then just run it behind it, put the fish on top of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, with that, I'll post up some photos online too, because I had a couple of guys asking me about that. So just so everyone will know how it is.
Gotcha. Yeah. Not that we usually catch 32-inch fish in freshwater, but some of those saltwater, halibut, whatever, you name it, those get pretty big every once in a while. Even lings, I hear you get some 3-footers.
Yeah.
Sharks. That thresher. Yeah.
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 Yeah. That's interesting. Did any of you guys catch a thresher to measure? I didn't follow.
I caught two.
Boo did.
Yeah.
Boo did.
Yeah.
I caught a leopard.
Leopards and threshers, yeah.
How did you measure a thresher? Because that thing's like so long.
Yeah, just like Kei was saying, I knew we were going out for thresher and leopard shark, so I carried a tape measure. So just make sure we got it to the beach as soon as we could, and then measured it. Had a couple people help me make sure we got on the board correctly and had our identifier on the fish and all that stuff. But yeah, if you're going to go out for fish that may be bigger than a board, I highly suggest you guys carry a tape measure of some sort.
Yeah. And also, we made some changes to the thresher this year, so I hopefully you guys read them. Okay, it's not just the tip of the tail no more; it's through the fork. So from the nose to the fork.
So basically, right at the cut.
Yeah, right where the fork is at, and measuring your fish on the catch board with and stuff like that, you have to have the identifier code visible, or your fish will not count. Boo messed up and. Then he fished and count last.
You're gonna call me out like this. Yeah, the judges. I will say that the judges, they are fair and they're strict, right? We messed up Cindy's fish, believe it or not, and we didn't put the right identifier. We were just messing around. It's like, I thought that was the identifier. And Kei's like, I hope you guys kept that fish, but we CNR'd it, and the fish was gone. But we didn't get 0 points. It would have been a pretty big points for that fish.
I lost a lot of points by having the mouth open, and you know how it's so hard to keep that mouth closed, and I lost a lot of points, and I was pretty mad about it. I didn't like Kei for a while.
We didn't see you for what, 2 weeks?
Yeah,
you know what? He ain't lying about that too. He didn't talk to me for a week.
So with the measurement being from the head to the fork, that's with the thresher and the leopard shark, right?
No. Leopard
Just
is
thresher?
to the tip of to the tip, but then only thresher is to the fork. Because we thought about it. There's big threshers, that bodies are 4 or 5 feet long, right? Compared to the one that you got to catch over at Tomales Bay, that are like 20-inch long bodies, with a 20-inch tail.
Okay, so the leopard shark, we're still counting the tail.
Yeah, the whole
right.
tail. Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah. So, like I say, we updated some rules and some point deduction and stuff like that all over the new rules onto the page. So, whoever is not sure, make sure you go read the rules that's posted on the pin feature.
So before we go too far into it, Adam is asking, will Tourney X be an option for future events? I think I think just any tournament option, I think is what he's trying to get at, like a what's the word I'm looking for? Tournament management system is what I'm looking for. So like Fishing Chaos or Tourney X, just for future events, possibly.
Yeah, that's something that we're gonna look into. Just that we went into this year. It came up so fast right after the event, so I didn't have much time. I was busy, so we couldn't get to the you know all that thing, like Tourney X or whatever. I would like to do it that route. That way everyone could see the standings live.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think doing it the way we're doing it is okay too. Because we have everything on file.
I mean, if you have any questions about that or you're interested in exploring it more, I can put you in contact with Amanda. She basically runs the full back end for Fishing Chaos and judges. And I feel like if you're going to do a multi-species setup, then Fishing Chaos is probably the way you want to go. It's also cheaper for you because Tourney X charges $6 per angler per tournament. I believe Fishing Chaos is $6 per month for the tournament to run.
Okay, so it don't matter how many anglers on there.
There's no angler costs. It's just
what? I'll definitely get with you on that. We still have time. So if anything, they could just update it. Can they update it like within a week or something like that? Because December 1st is just 2 days, 3 days away. So I'm pretty sure starting off January 1st. I mean, I'm sorry, starting off the year, people is going to be fishing fast. So that's
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's. I don't know. I'd have to ask Amanda.
Okay.
But it does do GPS timestamp too. So I guess it just depends on how you want to set it up.
Okay.
But if nothing else, as you guys get more advanced in running this AOTY and y'all want to have bragging rights at the very top for who's Mr. Number One updating fish daily.
Yeah.
Definitely look into a platform like that. But I mean, honestly, if you've got a system that works, then roll with it for now.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, definitely. I think we'll just go that route soon. But for now, we'll just go with what we have right now. So it should be okay. And nobody have complained about it. I mean, if they do, they want to see fish. The minute we have it on file, so it should be okay.
That being said,
yeah,
I think it's time we give away some secrets.
Well, I mean,
give away right now, Cha.
You know what? Cha gave away all his secret, and Boo beat him in one outing.
Hey, that's one of the people I'm going to thank later on is Chalo.
Yeah, but do you have any more questions about AOTY, stuff like that, or you guys good with that?
I think the easiest way is for a lot of guys to go actually read through the rules and then reach out to Kei, because I feel like there may be some rules that somebody misinterpret in a certain way, and we won't be able to actually cover all of it tonight, because some people might read a rule and they might look at it like, what exactly does this mean? So I think it's going to be much easier for them to reach out to Kei. But
I guess I do have one question just to clarify as somebody who still doesn't know and hasn't participated. When you say $30 fee, is that like a PayPal to a Fresh and Salty crew? Is that to you directly?
It's directly to me, and then all that funding is put on the side. So it's gonna go all back out to the during the ceremony.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So me running this, as much as I want to participate in it, I can't, because I'm running it. So everything, I have everything on file to hold it. But at the end of the year, it's gonna go toward the event ceremony just for the AOTY.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I guess if I can give it a quick spiel for people like me who don't know, sign up through you, and you've got rules about what species. It seems like any game fish species counts as long as it's within size and regulation. I don't know if people are going to go snag some threadies or what, but another species.
we have a list of species. Not all fish qualify.
Not all fish.
It have to be a game fish that is on the list.
Got it.
That's what it is.
And then take photographs and submit, and you get a chance to win some pretty sweet prizes. And it seems like you guys get out and do some crazy stuff. I mean, threshers on a kayak, that must have been pretty fun and wild. I mean, we already know you crazy over here catching tunas and marlin and whatever else.
Well, another changes that we made that is very critical for this year is me and Phil in the judge panel, we do require. I mean, it would be best to have a video of your catch, right after you landed it. A video of it on the kayak, just in case we want to see proof of it or stuff like that. That's what we ask for only.
Yeah, and then before we go too far, identifier cards. Is it just going to be a code? Is it going to be an official identifier card where you print out?
Hey, Linville. So the identifier will be issued out December 31st at 10 p.m. That way, I don't have anyone going out December 31st or anytime sooner and catching fish, keeping it on file, just to submit it on January 1st. And only the AOTY participant will be issued that code. I will privately message everyone and hand it out to you guys. That I don't want to post it up there and people that haven't entered started catching fish, taking photos, and submit it later. Things like that. That's why we want everything time stamped and stuff like that on the photo submitted and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. And just for you, Mark, I'll answer you real quick. The list is in the Fresh and Salty group, Mark.
Yeah, it's on the pin feature. If you go into the group and you see where it's a feature, you click on it, you scroll down, you'll see the AOTY, where to send payment to, and all the rules and stuff like that. Yeah, so Mark, go check it out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at the Fresh and Salty page under the feature tab, sir. All right, time to reveal some secrets. You guys, there's a reason why you guys finished in the top 3. Where do you guys start your year? Where are you going January 1st?
All right, let me introduce these guys for you guys. We got Jerry Yang with the top finisher with first place this year, 2024. And then we got Vood Fam, second place, coming in second. And we got Mamba coming in third. So these guys will go over all that with all their secret tactic, whatever, how they do it. Go ahead. Let's go, guys.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Vinny knows.
Who's going first?
I'll let number one can tell us where he's. I know where number 1's starting.
It's winter time. And winter for me is from December to February. And I'm going to start with my crappie. That's I feel that I catch the biggest, the heaviest crappie, the longest crappie of the year. I mean, that's why I fish during the winter time for crappie. So that's where I'm going to start. Secret, I don't know. Crappie. There's not really no secret to crappie fishing. You just got to be out there, get lucky and find them and put a jig in their face. That's it. So.
Any lake specific?
Lake? Well, I did go scout. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I do my scouting, and I did go scout my big fish place, and I didn't get enough time because it rained. So I'm constantly looking, and I got my big fish place. So, like I said, I already got the game plan going. A lot of people, I might bullshit around saying that I don't have a game plan, but I do. Just because of this year, AOTY, challenge, I learned a lot. I learned a lot of what to target, the time, and last AOTY, I spent too much time crappie fishing. So at the end, I had to hit an OS button because one guy was coming behind me fast and then almost took me out, so I had there's a lot of things that I already got planned, and I plan to be number 1 again. man.
Damn, look at that.
Shots fired.
Yeah,
a lot of guys coming after you, Jerry.
I know. That's why I said I got bags of tricks. You know that and certain species I need to target right when it opens up because I feel that's my best chance to catch the biggest fish. You know. So last year I spent 4 times chasing a species that I was too late in the season for, and that hurted me. You know. I spent 300 miles each trip one way, 300-mile one way 4 times. So that's what 2,400 miles, something like that. So, anyways, just find one fish and I couldn't catch it. So
that's crazy.
Jerry didn't spend 300 miles. He spent like I believe it was like 1,500 miles in one weekend.
Yeah, just to chase one fish, and yeah, I love it. Don't get me wrong, but that fish can be my first fish. Well, not my first fish, but it's gonna be one of my first fish that I'm gonna catch this winter.
You're right, Gary.
I'm not gonna tell anybody what it is because, like I said, I'm gonna be out there chasing it because I feel like wintertime is the best time to catch them. Not crappie. Crappie's too. Crappie, I kind of know where it's at, but there's just one species that I targeted like 4 times, you know. And the biggest I caught was 25-inch.
25?
Yeah.
25.
And that was not enough.
It's all right. You know, Jerry doesn't realize we all GPS this car anyway, so it's all we're gonna live track his ass all the way through this whole thing. So.
Well, what are you gonna do first? January 1st. What are you going after? You gonna follow Jerry?
You know,
or what are you gonna do?
I'm not a freshwater guy. These guys know I don't do a lot of freshwater. I just fish for cokes when the salt is closed down. But I'll go catch my one crappie a year like I always do. Right? Typically I'll catch one crappie, and that's what I did last year. Catch one crappie, measure it, and send it. But this year, having lost by 8 points, I'm going to be a little bit more picky about that and target those fish early with the guys and see if I get lucky and post some decent points there. But we'll see. I probably won't start the season till April. Really start looking at the season till probably late March, April time frame when the salt starts opening back up, and then that's when I'll start hitting it.
You know, last year we started October, right? We started our AOTY in October, and Vu didn't get started until it was like March. That's when he started fishing in March, and he came up to second place. And let me tell you this: he don't have live scope.
No live scope, no live scope, no motor this year, guys. Same like last. And I'm gonna see how many I could keep up with. It's gonna be hard though.
This year we do allow motor though. That's what it is.
That I didn't know. What about you, Mamba? Black Mamba?
It's tough. I'm working New Year, so unfortunately I'm not fishing New Year's. But this year I'm gonna take it slow because last year I hit it hard all year round, and for most of the time I actually held on to first place for a while until the end, and then I had to slow down. Last couple weeks I fished hard. I went to Santa Barbara like back to back. Drove 500 miles. Yeah, and we were trying for sheep's head. Went down there and met up with Kei. Kei went out there just to fish with me and Jerry. Well, actually, Kei fished with me. I was fishing with Jerry first, and then the weekend after that, Kei came up, and I was fishing with Kei. You know, we're just a whole bunch of friends, so when we go out there, we're just having a good time. You know, and everybody just kind of hope that you'll just catch what you want. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. Maybe this year we will try to target sheep's head like during March, April, see if we have better luck catching the more preferred size. A lot of fish that I caught last year were fish that I've caught for the first time as a fisherman, because I'm not really a fisherman before that, and before Fresh and Salty, I didn't do, any real fishing other than the bank and a weight and some sardines, So getting into Fresh and Salty, I'm experimenting all these new species, and like I told Key and Jerry and all the rest of the guys, getting into AOTY, I'm not really trying to compete against these guys, but myself, it's just to challenge myself, just to see how far I can push myself and how much of a, how better of an angler I can become. It's like, I'm going to give respect where it's, where it's needed, like Key and Vu and Jerry, all these guys, we're friends, we're friends. We hang out all the time. We do things together, on a personal basis, so it's like going out there and trying to beat these guys it's not even my goal. We do it for fun, but there has been a couple of weeks where Jerry don't want to talk to me, or don't want to give me no secrets or anything,
Man, Jerry's there to stomp us into the dirt.
Hey, I always make those posts that friends became foes, They got serious. There's a time where it got really serious.
Yeah, but really just this year I'm going to try to go out there and try to catch the correct fish during the correct time. And hopefully that will be to my advantage and allow me to catch the bigger fish. And then, not try to catch crappie during late summer or anything like that, So like Jerry was saying, probably going to go out there and try to catch crappies first, and maybe trout after that, and just kind of go along with the weather and see how we do. Yeah, but
you brought up a good point. You say you caught a lot of fish for the first time ever. Just around the board, what was your guys' most challenging fish to catch, or the funnest fish for you guys to catch this year? The funnest species for you guys to target. Yeah, you could start, Mamba, and then we'll go around.
Well, I've never caught a halibut before, never. So I've watched YouTube, and I watched these guys, and Jerry and Vu and Key. They all show me how to tie the rigs. We're all like on the same table tying rigs together, and I've never caught a halibut. And this past season, we went to Gaviota, and I caught 3 halibut for the very first time. And nobody told me that when I gaff a halibut, I got to keep a gaff until I have my stringer on it. And I didn't know. So I caught a 37-inch halibut, and I had it in the center of my kayak. And before I, got it all tied up to my fish clip, I released the gaff, and that thing went berserk, and I almost lost it. But the fish was, pretty powerful, and it took a lot out of me to get it on the stringer and get it put back on the water, because I already had 2 other fish on the fish clip, So it was quite the challenge. But, a lot of times, and a lot of things, you got to learn it for the first time, and it's hard to remember all the information that everybody gives you, because when you're having a conversation, it happens so fast. And when you actually experience that, in real time and facing the challenges right in front of you, all that goes away. Yeah. So, but it was quite the experience.
Yep.
Yeah, and like the leopard shark, I caught that for the first time. That sucker took me for like a 20-minute ride, and I had to get him all the way to shore in order to land him.
A beer Uber.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it was quite the experience.
What about you, Vu? What was the funnest species that you targeted this past year?
I love big game. So, thresher sharks were the fun. I've never caught one before. So, threshers were fun. The most difficult fish, I would say, would definitely be like I'm not a freshwater guy. So, when I like Chaw, I don't fish bass. I have no idea what I'm doing. He said, just throw a worm in those weeds. And that's what I did. I just rolled around throwing a stupid worm in the weeds. Caught my bass, measured it. I put that worm away, and I called it a day. Right, it's things like that. But for me, I struggle, to be honest, with freshwater fishing. These guys are finesse fishermen. I'll go out and, you know, I'm more of a saltwater guy, right? So, but definitely the funnest fish, thresher fishing and halibut like Mamba. Going down to Gabby and going after those big halibut. That's definitely fun. I mean, there's tons of big sharks out there to play with too as well. So
it sounds like you like living on the edge. You like chasing after sharks is what it sounds like.
I like chasing bigger fish. I love hearing a drag scream, you know. So I mean, that's one of the things I really enjoy. But this next year, one of my bucket list fish is definitely like these guys went after. I didn't get a chance to chase sheephead last year. So I'm definitely going to check that box this year is go get a sheephead. You know, I've never caught one, never fished for one. So it'll be something new I have to learn.
Yeah. So hopefully during the spring, we can get with our friend Ellie. He was the one that introduced us to sheep's head fishing. We're going to go do it again. Looking forward to it.
There's rumors out there that you use cooked shrimp for sheepheads, Mamba.
Using cooked shrimp?
Cocktail shrimp.
We're gonna find out.
Hey, well, the thing is that Jose don't even fish, though. You know, it's not credible.
What about you, Jerry? What was the species that you enjoyed targeting this year?
Man,
Shellcracker.
Yeah, you know Shellcracker. Talk about Shellcracker and then going back to the rules of AOTY. You know, we thought about it. We had to go Lake. Well, I went to Los Banos Creek. No, not Los Banos Creek. I went to O'Neill Forebay to target those Shellcracker. I couldn't get nothing big enough to nothing over 11, and Havasu was on the list. You know, like if we wanted to put something big on the board, you had to go to Lake Havasu. But because of the rules of AOTY, it had to be on the California side, and that's one of the challenge right there. And we end up launching over at Parker Dam, which is, you know, on California side. And
yeah, you gave it the secret.
Parker, write this down. Hold on.
Charles gonna get mad now.
Oh man. Oh, anyways, Shellcracker. That's my secrets. So, anyways, Parker Dam is California side. So, if you want to target those big Shellcracker, stay on California side. Parker Dam, you know, just head up north, you're good. You know, so that's what my
10 hours away.
Yeah, but it's 10 hours, and that's one thing. But that was one of the funnest species because I spent 4 years chasing them, and finally the 4th year during AOTY, I found them. And yeah, that's one of the most challenging, you know, fun species to chase. Well, kokanee, I think kokanee's fun for me, you know. I love it. It's a challenge, and it's, you know, when your rod goes bendo, I mean, you're trolling and then your rod goes bendo. I mean, that adrenaline rush, you don't know what you got on the line. Before AOTY, I could catch anything over almost like 19. My biggest is 19 7/8, and that was in 2023. And this AOTY, I was like, confident that I was going to catch a 19. I didn't go over 16 inches, and I chased those kokanees almost every weekend before work, you know, and challenging and fun. But I think my most challenged one is the lake trout, Mackinaws. And that was what I was talking about earlier. I spent almost 2,400 miles chasing a laker, you know, all the way, you know, to Tahoe, the Union Valley. Union Valley, Bear River, Bucks Lake. Wow. Anyways, chasing that big laker. And the biggest one I caught was 25 inches out of Bear River, and that was not enough because there was not enough points for me to even to put in, you know. And
just if you know a little bit about Mackinaws, right? Do you want to give?
If I put it on blast, somebody is going to kill me. But yes,
we're spot burning every spot.
Let me guess, Union Valley?
No, it's not Union Valley. There's a small lake that everybody drives by all the time. It's right.
Donners, yeah.
Right next to the highway, but it's seasonal. So the Mackinac, typically, I mean, you can target them year round, but you're talking deep. You know, they don't usually come up very shallow, and usually it's hard to get through, like you said, those 24 to 28-inch fish if you're going to troll with dodgers and downriggers and whatever else. But specifically in the fall, just before the first freeze, that thermocline comes way up, and all those fish will get into 10, 5, 7 feet of water. And we used to go up in float tubes and catch them from basically the shore, but just kicking around at shore. Very, very seasonal, very fall, kind of around the brown trout spawn.
You can message me, Joker.
But done it a few times. I've caught a few of them. I think my biggest is probably like 29, but nothing spectacular. I've hooked a few pretty good solid-sized ones, but they kick your ass when you're mostly fishing for rainbows and you have 4-pound test on.
Yeah, I got live scope, so I could see them, you know, and they'll chase that swim bait. You know, I have an 8-inch swim bait on, and you know, they'll latch on to a tail, and then you set the hook, and all you got is scratches. Then they'll come up and they'll look at it, they'll chase it like a crappie, and they'll go dive back down. And man, it was one of the most challenging fish. Like I said, 2,400 miles just to chase that one fish. And I didn't catch that. My goal was at least a 28. That would have gave me enough points to put on board. But I never got there. You know, I caught 2 max, 2,400 miles. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be chasing right off the bat. Right when AOTY opened, I'm going to be chasing the winter. I did a lot of research, and I feel I have a good chance. You know, I want at least a 35.
You don't sound too confident. You're just like, I feel so good about it.
Definitely not ready to give up number 1, though.
No. You're gonna have to take it from them.
Let me tell you guys, this year we have some very good anglers that joined in, you know, from the Central Coast, from NTKA, you know, like very good anglers, you know, so it's going to be a good competition. You know, it's not going to be like last year no more, you know, because I know these guys fish their ass off too, and they catch big fish. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes, guys. You know.
Yeah. Curious on what exotic key will catch this year. Exotic.
You know what? Exotic for California. You know, I don't think anything's gonna get past that marlin. You know, so I mean, unless there's a mermaid out there, you know. So, yeah. Besides that, you know,
there's one.
I don't know. You know, I'm planning to go back on August. So whoever want to go, just join with me. See what we catch out there.
There's mermaids at City Lights and at Hustlers and. You know.
Right.
I was gonna say, what species of sharks are you allowed to catch in California?
So in California, you could catch thresher shark. You know, there's a soup fin, leopard. I think there's 3 or 4 species of shark that you could catch in California that to keep besides great white shark. That's what it is. You know, because we have makos too. You know, but makos it's kind of hard to get.
I was gonna say that's probably the only thing I can think of that might be an exotic to top a marlin is some shark.
Yeah, I got a mako before, but it was just a little baby. I think it's about like maybe 2 weeks old only.
Okay.
Yeah, gotcha. That thing was like 20-inch long.
Oh. There you go, Vu. There's your chance. You better go target some sharks.
No, I think this year that's my goal is to probably head down south, chase Gold Key or other guys that want to do pelagics and bigger saltwater species. So I'm definitely we have some plans to go down there. So yeah, I would say though, like everybody mentioned, the season's long, and you'll get tired faster than you think. As much as I guarantee you, everybody here loves fishing, but there's been times where I think every one of us was like, I'm done fishing for a little bit. Done driving the hundreds. I mean, windshield time, I don't even want to know how many miles we all logged last year. Yeah. So just know that it's a long season, and you gotta pace yourself. And a lot of guys last year, right, Kei, went out hard and popped like 4 months in, right? So,
last year, well, this past year for 2024, we had some guys, multiple guys that went hard, and they were in the top 10 for a good 3-4 months, and then they just couldn't do it no more. Took their foot off the gas pedal, and that was it. And then we have guys like Boo that started late. He didn't start until like what 4 months later, or almost 5 months later, and came up in like 2 weeks, like jumped from I think like 47th place all the way up to top 10, and finished off the year with second place, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, I can relate because I'm a bass tournament guy. I mean, over the years I fished all sorts of fish, saltwater, bluefin, yellowfin, but I'm mainly a bass angler, and life on the road is tough. Especially if you're doing it every weekend, it just wears down on you really quickly. So I think anybody that fishes a lot can just relate to how tiring life on the road is, especially when you're waking up at like 3 o'clock in the morning to get down to the lake, or sometimes you leave the night before. So it's very tiring, very much so. Yeah, who hasn't fished since the end of AOTI?
Well, let me tell you, hey, Max, let me tell you something. Nicholas, that little boy, right?
Yeah.
He was in the top 10. I think he was, what place was he? 7th or 6th or 7th? One of those?
Yeah, one of those.
Yes, and he was actually his father,
Yeah.
I was telling these guys, if Nicholas was able to drive himself,
yeah,
these guys have no chance.
Be a rat, no doubt. If Nick fishes hard and he's young, he doesn't ache, and
that little boy
like we wake up
better than most Kona that I know.
Yeah. Yep, I can definitely see that because he has the drive and the young energy, if you want to call it that, youngster energy, where most of you guys are just old men, like myself included.
Yeah, so that's why I felt so bad when we were fishing yesterday, and Nicholas couldn't come because Hugh can't go fishing, So I felt bad for Nicholas. He was messaging me all morning.
Also with Nicholas, a lot of people are like, how's that kid doing it? And if you don't fish with Nick, you don't realize how good of a angler he really is. I watched that kid pull that 36-inch striper in by himself. And the only reason I realized he was hooked up is I hear him screaming, and I look over and he's dragging this big old fish over the rails on his kayak, all by himself. So it's like that kid fishes hardcore, and he doesn't tire out. I mean, me, Jerry, and Mamba are going to be heading back to land, and he's still fishing. We have to get him off the water. We have to tell him to get off the water. So that kid fishes hard, Now Hugh's got a Tesla though. He's going to have to drive him everywhere this year.
He did so good that Uncle Jerry almost didn't want to take him fishing with him.
No, You know what, Mamba? I have to agree with that.
I was joking around. I was trying to make you guys feel better, man. When I said, you guys should thank me for not taking him fishing, so you guys could be 2 and 3.
Let me tell you, the competition is so intense. I mean, I'm gonna lay it out there. The competition is so intense that Jerry is the uncle of Nicholas, and Jerry will go fishing and leave him.
It got to a point where our schedule didn't work out. So if I was thinking, I was, I work a graveyard shift. So if I'm at work thinking about it, and I get off at 2 a.m, I'm like, I'm gonna go fishing. And I think I got this figured out. Then I just head out, So now I didn't diss him for nothing. If I would have took him with me everywhere, he would have been number 2 or number 3.
Oh,
Nicholas, are
man.
you out there listening?
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. If he went everywhere, he would be more than number 2 or 3.
Oh, shots fired.
No,
Because
but
there was a time where his dad, well, he wouldn't go fishing for a month and a half. So Nicholas was just like pacing back and forth in his room, waiting for Uncle Terry.
That's funny.
It's a joke. We joke around about it, you know.
I mean, if you say so.
You know, it's a really good AOTY is really good. It's a really good competition for these guys because everyone's very competitive, testing their skills and everything like that, right? Everything started off, you know, fun and stuff like that, but later on, you will see it will get pretty intense, you know, and then it's gonna go back to how it is, you know, when they won't talk to each other for a week or 2 or something like that. Everyone's busting secrets. Hey, they be busting secrets for like mission. They will go for like a week, like 2-3 days, and come back to make fishing, you know, stuff like that. You'll see it.
Hey, listen, there's no friends in the top 5. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Once you hit, everybody's cool with you until you hit the top 5, and then once you hit the top 5, all of a sudden it goes radio silence. Nobody's talking to each other. It's quiet. Top 5.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, where are you in the standings? You're in 10th. Okay, I'm heading over to this spot tomorrow.
Everybody's cool. It's top 5.
Yeah. I was so bad about you know. We got our own little chat on Messenger, you know, and I was so bad about telling everybody my what I'm thinking, how to get.
We all know why.
Yeah, and I'm always thinking, and then I speak out loud, you know, and then I think out loud, excuse me, and then I start telling everybody my plans and how am I going to do this, how I can do that, like especially for Petroleum Soul, the flounders, you know. And we went one time, and I was learning the whole time. I was like, okay, how am I going to get away from these sand dabs? And this is what I'm going to tell. This is one of my tips and secrets. These sand dabs, how am I going to get away from these sand dabs? Because the sand dabs, they're hand size, and even if you drop a 1/0 hook, they'll swallow that 1/0 hook. So I caught 1 or 2 that day. And then I got home and I started thinking, I was like, how am I going to get away from these sand dab? And then I was like, if I put a bigger bait down there that their mouth can't go around, they won't eat it. It'll save time for those big flounders it gives those big flounders a chance to eat it. So I tell all these guys that, you know, and I went back out and I invited a couple of the guys to go.
Not me.
That day I smacked 8 big flounders, you know, a 21 and a half, and then a 21, a 19. Yeah. So, and everybody's long facing, and because they're so busy reeling up the sand dabs, and because they're the flounders don't get a chance to eat it because the sand dab's already on it, latched on it. So by putting a big old piece of bait on, or a big old piece of lure on, sand dabs can't eat it. So the petroleum gave the petroleum a chance, the flounders, to eat it. And everybody's long facing around me. And I was like, bro, I told you guys 2 weeks ago that this is what we're going to do, you know? So anyways, yeah. So everybody accused me of holding back, but actually I
won't say nothing.
So yeah, flounder. Yeah. Wow.
Well, you can't go catch flounder if there's no invite, so it's fair.
No, and so the thing is that, hey, Max, so you know how Fresh and Salty is, right? I mean, I don't know how other groups are, but we're a social group, so everyone fish together, right? It don't matter who you are, you know. We go fishing everywhere, you know. So you know, we'll go here, go there, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, everyone for themselves, Joe. You know, when, during the AOTY right here, that's what it is.
Yeah. No, I always say that jokingly because I know on the Fresh and Salty group, there's always somebody that's throwing out there, open invite. Let's go somewhere. You know, I'm chasing kokanee or something this weekend. Let's go. But I'm just throwing out there to to give Jerry a hard time.
Yeah.
Because it seems like everybody wants to give Jerry a hard time because he's treating young Nicholas so poorly as an uncle.
Like Jerry said, it's hard to be number one, huh, Jerry?
Yeah, it's hard.
Gotta set an example.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy because there was time where there was actual people that were accusing of Nicholas, people handing the fish off to Nicholas.
Shoot, I'm kidding.
I'm
not handing Nick nothing
and stuff like that. But we're like, no, there's no way.
I'll say number one.
It don't work like that. That
he
boy
won't take your fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won't take your fish. That kid's got a lot of pride. You'd be surprised.
Yeah,
That's a good thing.
Yeah, that kid. Yeah, I he's something else. I thought I was crazy. He's worse than me.
Jerry have a point. We'll go on fishing trip, right? Like we'll go to Bridgeport or Isabella and stuff like that, right? Everyone will come in, and we'll be like, okay, it's 2:00. We'll come in, right? Everyone then eating, and you look on the lake. There's a solo kayaker, and guess who it is? It's Nicholas. Every single time, he will not come in until it's dark.
Yep.
Well, his dad tells him to come in. He has no choice but to come in.
We were at Bucks. We were at Bucks chasing Kokanee and Mackinaws for AOTY. Well, chasing Max for AOTY. And that boy went out before daylight, 5:30, and he didn't get back till dark. And, I knew he was on the water, but, yeah, that boy's something else. I mean, that's like 12 hours straight fishing by himself, Yeah. He gets back. He wants I grill him a sausage. He eats it, and then he goes straight to bed. And, the next morning, he's already up,
Ready to roll.
Yeah, that guy.
On the water before it. Yep. He's usually on the water before anybody.
Yeah.
That's because all his uncles and all his idols are chasing waterfalls. That's why they can wake up on time.
Here's one thing a lot of people don't know, but I think Nicholas is only 12 years old.
Yeah, he's only 12 years old.
Yeah, he's 12 years old only. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's cool though. It's cool to see, somebody that driven, by especially in fishing. A young person that driven in fishing is awesome to see.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm surprised, and looking forward to see how he's gonna do when he's our age.
Yeah.
Shoot, it's not even our age. Give him another 5. Give him his driver's license, and we're gonna be hurting.
Yeah.
So a driver's license and a gas card, it'd be a wrap. But I know there's a lot of people like usually on the fence about AOTY, and last year they're saying we don't get to fish enough and things like that. I'll say this is you don't have to fish a lot. You just have to be strategic about when you fish and what you chase.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because Key knew, right? I didn't have the time last year sometimes, and I was a little bit busy. Cindy and I were getting married and all that stuff last year, so it's like I had to be a little bit strategic. And if you go out and chase the right fish at the right time, like Jerry, I think all of us are in the same mindset this year. Is now we're rethinking about when we're going to chase what fish, right? When they're going to be the biggest, when's the best chance of success, things like that. So if you're somebody that's like on the fence about joining. It's a great time, and it'll force everybody to think out of the box and do things that are not normal. If you're a freshwater guy, well, you're gonna have to learn a little bit of salt. I'm a saltwater guy. I'm gonna have to learn how to fish fresh, right? So I think that if you just want to have fun, definitely just join, have fun. It's $30. I mean, we spend more of that in a couple cases of beer, right? It supports all the different sponsors and different groups that support our group. So definitely, if you're on the fence, join in and see where you stack up. Totally. Everybody says that they're great at doing XYZ, but it's different when you have to chase so many different species throughout the whole year, right? And you got a lot of good anglers that are doing that. I'm looking forward to this coming year, seeing all the great anglers from NCKA and all that stuff join in. It'll make things more fun, more competitive, and we'll see where we get land.
You bring up a good point, Vu. Jerry gave away his species he's going to target at a different time. What is your guys' species? Because Jerry said he was going to target, the max basically this winter, January.
Yeah, right when it opens.
Yeah. So what is yours, Lou and Mamba? What's your one species you wish you're going to target that was at a different time than you did last year? Or time specific? Sheephead?
Yeah.
Sheephead for one, and then those soles, right? I never got soul. So, you know, I'll probably do that this year. Crappie. Last year I was way late, you know, fishing crappie in the summer, like Jerry was saying. You know, going no live scope, just trolling around, casting in certain areas, watching other people casting an area, getting lucky, I hope, you know, things like that. But I think this year with more, if you look at the species list from this year and last year, there's more saltwater species. Like the rockfish were broken up a lot more. So I'm going to target what I love the most is like being on the salt, you know, being on the coast. So we'll see. But halibut, I want to try to target bigger halibut. I think Mamba caught the biggest halibut last year, like 37 something out of the whole group. So I like to see a 40 sometime this year. So I'll be chasing halibut a lot this year.
You know, I skunked that day, Gaviota. We win and everybody smacked, and I was so confident. I mean, I only run 4 carbon liters, and I was so confident these guys are running mono liters and cheap Walmart liters, and everybody caught fish except me. And you know, that was a downer. You know, wow.
That was a secret, Jerry. You didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't learn that secret, dude. It's all about that cheap carbon mono life.
No, and I'm like, wow, I'm using these owner cutting point treble hooks. You know, they're like $1 a piece, and these guys are running Walmart Eagle Claws. You know, and yeah, it was a downer. I didn't fish for about 2 weeks. You know,
so
you beat yourself is what happened.
Honestly, I never recovered from halibut fishing because I tried, and the biggest one was 28. You know, so that was nothing. Not even enough to put on the board.
Yeah, prior to AOTY, Jerry was smacking 40 like nothing. You know, double 40 in a day. You know,
you also make
that. It's like that because when we go out there, we target certain species. And you got to repeat that task multiple times, and it burns you out because you've done it before many times. But when you're actually in need of that one fish, you can't get it. You know, it's like I went to Bridgeport like 2 or 3 times, and the biggest one that I caught was like a 13.5. You know, and I've caught bigger in the past when I don't need them. You know, and to repeat a fishing trip multiple times because you're trying to get a certain size, you know, in particular, just for AOTY's measurement board, it makes it frustrating when you go out there and you're not successful because all these trips, they're not cheap. You know, every time we go out, we're camping. So we're paying, you know, the reservation for the camp spot. We're buying food, we're buying drinks, fuel, you know, and just every stop that you make along the way, you go in there and grab a Red Bull, a bag of chips and a sandwich or whatever. That's $20-$30, right? And by the time you're done with the weekend, you're spending anywhere between $300 to $600. And we did that back to back to back. You know, I mean, I did that majority of the whole entire year. And it takes a lot out of you, you know, and a lot of people think that we just don't work and we're just constantly fishing. But truth is, we're just fish. Yeah, we're just really irresponsible, you know. I wish I had like 400 hours of vacation.
Jerry spent like maybe 30,000.
Yeah,
but it's
worth it.
It's not cheap.
No, it's not. It really isn't, and it's tiring and it's frustrating. There's everybody in the top 10 has gone like a month, right? I mean, I know Jerry, Mamba, me, like we fished hard for 30 days, like every weekend, multiple times a week sometimes, and got 0 points. Yeah. So that hurts, right? You go out there and you're fishing hard all weekend, spending the amount of money and fuel and time out there on the water, and you literally can't catch that one fish you want. Like I have not, the biggest mac I caught last year, Mackinac, was like 12 inches. You know, so after that, I was like, you don't forget these fish. I'm done with these, right? So there's like, you spend a lot of time and effort to go places and nothing's close. I mean, every trip is a couple 100 miles, right? Unless these local lakes that you hit. But if you really want to start chasing fish like to Southern California, Sheephead, that's 6 hours and 7 hours one way.
And so I did that back to back.
Yeah, 14-hour round trip drive, fish all day, then drive back, right? So it's brutal. I mean, you get tired of loading your yak. After a couple months, I mean, deep into AOTY, that yak weighs a lot more than you think it does. So, especially if you got a deckhand, right? My wife fishes too. So it's 2 yaks going up and down every time we go together. Everything's double or quadruple, right? 2 rods or 4 rods. So yeah, it gets tired, but definitely it's fun, but trust me, it's a lot of work.
You guys you guys' wives are joining AOTY this year, right?
Oh yeah.
Lou and Jerry?
Cindy's in this year. I know Nallie's in, right, Jerry?
Yeah. She wants to, she thinks she could hand. Nah, I don't know.
Hey, are you going to not let her fish when
you are going to fish now.
She did outfish me on the Mackinaws. She caught her 28, and yeah, she did catch that one. Which gave me that drive to catch a bigger one, but
hey, Key.
I never.
When we don't see Nolly coming out to fish, we know why, right?
Yep, we know already.
You like Nick?
Yeah.
Cindy,
she got into fishing, and I noticed that she's really into fishing. She's the one that loaded up the kayak for both of them. That's what it is. You know, my wife wouldn't do that.
Oh yeah, she's pretty good with light scope too.
Yeah. So Mama, you brought that up. You know, a lot of people they're afraid of live scope, but you know what, live scope is only so good on you know, freshwater and stuff like that. You know, just a few species like maybe kokanee and a panfish and stuff like that. But besides that, you know, there's nothing at all. You know, look at Vu, he had nothing, and he's in second place. You know, so
yep.
We'll see how it is, man.
We will find out. Vu, do you have anything against live scope?
No, I just, you know, I'll be honest with you guys. Like motors and live scope, trust me, I think hard about a motor all the time. But when your wife fishes, like I said, it's 2 and 4, right? Everything is bought in double or quadruple, and it's loading and unloading and setting up things. And I was like, I want to keep things simple. And this year, like you guys saw, I think I posted on FNS is the trailer, so that's going to make life a lot easier. I wish I would have done that sooner, but that trailer is making life way easier for both of us. Yeah, and we got other things coming up to make our travel a little bit easier this year. But Cindy says she's going to fish hard this coming year. We'll see.
Everybody, reading the comments.
It might be, man.
I just can't get over the comments because they're great.
No live scope.
Hey,
no live scope. Because me and you are going to stick to our Lawrence's.
I catch a lot, Max. I catch a lot from these guys, man. I'm being number one. You know?
It's hard being number one.
I catch a lot, but yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this year AOTY because, like, I've heard a lot of big, good fishermen joining, and yeah, that's a challenge for me. You know, am I competitive? Somewhat, yes. But I love a challenge. It's fun. It's frustrating and fun at the same time, you know. There's a lot of things I'm going to do different this year, but like I said, I just wish a lot, you know. But yeah.
So one question for you, Key. Adam was asking earlier: are you going to put out a list of all the guys and gals that signed up? I'm guessing
I do post up the list on the feature again, like last year. I posted up too. But, you know, for the standing point, we only announce the top 10.
Okay.
Yeah, so top 10 every 2 weeks, we'll update it as we go. Mm-hmm. But for the list, everyone can see it. Once I posted up because, you know, again, AOTY, just because it starts January 1st, it don't mean that people can't enter no more. People can enter anytime throughout the year. You know, that's why I said I'm only going to issue the identifier to the individual that entered in, because all fish species, they do not have to post on the page at all. You know, for the entry, they don't have to post anything on the page at all. They just send it up to us to the judge panel, and we'll update the point, you know, every day, you know, but we'll post it up every 2 weeks for the standing.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's $30 and you get a raffle ticket. I mean, some of the folks that didn't fish at all last year won some really cool prizes, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you know, Gary, Mama, and I, we have hella tickets in there. I don't think any of us won anything.
No,
I don't even win shit.
All it takes is one raffle ticket. You win like a beautiful Dakota battery or something. So I mean,
most of the guys that submitted, 14, 15, 16 fish, they did not win at all.
nope.
Most of the guys, all the winners were freaking people that had 1 to 4 tickets only. So it bettered your chances, but it's all on the luck of the draw. And the drawing is live, on the group, so everyone see how it is.
Yeah, I had a coworker win, and I'm like, bro, you only entered 2 fish, and that's all he did, and he won. And I'm like, wow. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Rattle won a battery. He submitted 2 fish. That's too much, Rattle.
And most of these all these prizes that are in the free raffle, right? They're from the sponsors, from Dakota Lithium. It depending on what sponsor we have this year. Last year we had Dakota Lithium, Daiwa, Catch. We had Sniper Industry, Burley Pro, and I forgot who else we have. Tahoe Sports. There were 6 of them. But this year, going on forward for this year, I haven't made the announcement yet, but we have. Again, we got Catch, we got the Golden Lantern, we got Newport vessels, we got Burley Pro, and there's a few more that's going to be added on too.
And that is amazing how you do that.
Yeah, so that's why we went with the motor route this year, because a lot of people didn't join last year because they're like, how come motors are not allowed? But
oh, wait a minute. What about Old Town crew though? We got motors and they don't join. Where's Old Town guys at?
I can't say that, but yeah, but motor is allowed this year.
Well, you gotta call Junior out like that, boo.
I got to. They said they wanted motors. We got motors now. I mean, what else we want?
I want some sticky rice. But we'll leave that
for talking about sticky rice. Okay. Hey, you know what? Hey, Max, that question about the sticky rice, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't just me that misunderstood it. I'd heard, the right sponsors. I didn't hear the right sponsors. So I was like, damn, what are you talking about? It was afterward when they brought it. I'm like, holy shit, how did I miss that? But my bad though. Yeah.
But hey, I don't know if you ever answered Max on that question.
I did afterwards, but. I told her that she's actually a fisherman. She fishes with us too and stuff like that. But again, rice, just sticky rice. Everyone eats it with fish. So the reason why she's the sponsor, a supporter of the group, because she loves fishing. And there's many trips that we go on that she comes out and joins us, and we lend them kayak to use for the day or for the weekend.
Yeah, I didn't mean to target anybody. That was just.
No, not at all.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, she comes out and fish with us, And
often.
And you know her. She's like one of the singers from old school, and a lot of people don't believe it that she fished with us, but I mean,
I've seen her on the water multiple times.
Yeah, that's awesome though. That just shows that anybody could go out there and do it.
Yep.
She's proof that anybody can go and do it, and that's why it's awesome. That's why fishing is so great, regardless of whether it's you're chasing just one species or you're doing both saltwater and freshwater. Fishing is fishing. That's why it's great. Anybody can do it. I mean, she's a prime example, right? She used to be an artist, as in a singer artist, and then I don't know if she fished back in her day, but now she does. So that's why it's awesome.
Yep. And another thing I want to bring up, with everyone that entered in, this year it might be a little bit tough because, of the golden mussel rule, which I think it's bullshit, but, for you freshwater up in Northern California, a lot of people is not going to be able to fish due to that, but, there's plenty of other lakes that allowed it. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that muscle stamp we pay for, especially if our kayaks register motorized. That shit is that should have solved the mussel issue, you know. But you know, that's
the
supposed to
sticker
be
cleans your kayak.
Say what?
The sticker cleans your kayak for you.
Yeah, I know, you know. So I pay that every year. So, but I think it's just another money grab. It's going to be another money grab, you know.
I mean, we'll see what happens as it rolls through here.
That's the thing, you know, because I had guys messaging me, you know, that enter the AOTY, right? They go, "How are we gonna fish with all these regulations? You know, with a golden mussel thing, you know, that you have to get quarantined, you know, if you have a motor in your kayak and stuff like that, you know, one thing is just find out information about the lake, and if you're motorized, most lakes they will let you go if you don't have a motor. But if you're motorized, you just go through the process. You know, I heard some guys say it was pretty easy. You know, so it should be okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, all the rules aren't set in stone. They're gonna as this progresses, they're gonna continue to change the rules on the mussel, and you know what we have right now might not even be enforced. You know, say, you know, 2 months down the road, they might just say, "Oh, nothing's happening." You know, everybody's fine, go back to normal, or this doesn't apply to kayaks. So it's so uncertain right now because they're just kind of throwing rules on the wall and regulations on the wall right now to cover the boat side of it, but they don't really look at the kayaks. It's kind of, you know, they're just forcing kayaks to follow whatever the boats are doing, and there's no like set. Everything just goes under the boat guidelines, unfortunately. Yeah. So it's kind of tough for us kayak guys out there right now. Is there anything else that you guys would like to throw on there? Any questions from everybody? Anybody in the comments before we let these fine gentlemen get to bed?
Mac, do you have anything? If you don't, then I have something for the guys.
Go for it.
Okay. So, guys, you know, being the top three, you know, Jerry, William, Mamba, is there something that you guys can tell everyone that's joining this year, you know, on what to do and stuff like that? You know, how to tackle the AOTY?
I don't know, but I'm just gonna be honest, and I'm just gonna say that if you're short on time and money, use your time out wisely and try to target the right species during the right season for them so you can better your chances. And don't just go out there and waste your time trying to catch the same fish over and over because you have 10 fish, you know, 10 different species to collect, you know. So let your windows be open and go out there and have a blast. And, you know, whatever mistakes that you've made in the past, just try not to do it again, you know. And because I know that I made the same mistakes multiple times, you know, and what I wanted to know and what I was going to ask these guys, you know, since they're here right now and kind of put them on the spot, what are you guys going to do differently than what you guys did last year?
Mine is just different time of the year. Like I said, I spent too much time last season fishing for crappie. And didn't focus. You know, I lost a lot of time on that. And then when I started catch up on the other fish, I feel like I was already out of season for them. You know, and I think that's what kind of hurt me midway. And then I had to hit the NOS button at the end. You know, trying to run 2,400 miles here and there and trying to find fish. You know, but yeah, my pro tip for anyone that's try to attempt the AOTY this year is, you know, just go out there and have fun, bud. Go out there and have fun. Target a species, but have fun. I mean, this is just a fun challenge, you know. That's how I see it. Fun challenge that, yeah, you could go out there and catch a fish that you never caught before. Like I kicked a lot of fish, bucket list fish, during the AOTY that if I wasn't in the AOTY, I never caught those fish. Even though I wanted to catch them, I was so busy chasing my crappie, my kokanees, and you know that you know AOTY opened up those fish that I always wish I had on my bucket list. So yeah, my pro tip is just go out there and have fun, guys. I mean, AOTY is AOTY. You get it, but it's hard being number one. You know, hard being number one or getting there, you know. if you try too hard, you lose. It takes
Friends?
fun out of it, you know. So
you lose.
That's my pro tip.
Friends.
Go out there, have fun.
You lose friends and family.
For a little bit.
I think Mamba and Jerry said it. Said a lot of that. It's like, yeah, gotta have fun, guys. I mean, let's look at the reality of this. Nobody's making money doing this, right? Nobody's doing this for the money. It's all about pure bragging rights. So have fun with it. We have a ton of fun in our own group all year long. As much as we're competitive, we all help each other out. You know, we fish it. We like to fish a lot together. So I would say have fun with it. But I think my pro tip is better get that permission slip signed if you need one, right? don't go out hard. And the thing is, I think guys go out hard and go try to fish 2-3 days a week, and they don't realize it'll burn you out. I mean, I think that is definitely something. And also, like Gary and I covered at the event, use those weather apps, guys. Be safe, right? Don't push it. There's a lot of times where we're like, God, you know, I have a weekend, I got to go chase this fish or whatever, and we're all guilty of it, and we push the envelope just a little bit, right? But I would say this: what I'm going to do different this year is have multiple backup plans for the weekend, and saying if the weather's blowing out here, I will make the drive to a different body of water and chase something different, possibly. You know, so that's what I do. I would probably chase different fish, but yeah, bucket list fish, have fun with it. I mean, shoot, the amount of money that we spend on, like I say, fuel alone, it's ridiculous. The amount of miles all of us put in windshield time and all that is crazy. So I would say join, have fun, and see where you stack up. I mean, everybody thinks they're great until they have to chase a fish they've never even seen in their net before, and that's when it gets really interesting. So I think that'll be my pro tip. Have fun with it.
You gotta have fun with it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just also, yeah. Go ahead, Mom.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna compare, you know, just like bass anglers. And I know you guys are bass. Max, you're a bass angler. You do a lot of tournaments just like that, but you guys gotta go out there and have fun. I mean, I know there's a little money on the line, but it's not. I mean, you're not gonna get rich off of it. You guys spend more than what you guys put in, you know. And you guys, it's more of just a challenge, a self-challenge. Just go out there, have fun. I mean, brotherhood, you know, stuff like that, friendship. And it's and this is how I feel about AOTY and Fresh and Salty. We're just like that too, you know. AOTY is like that. We put more money into it than you know. We don't get nothing to it, you know, but fun, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really all for fun. You know, it's really all for fun. Honestly, like I said earlier, you know, joining AOTY is just to really allow me to, you know, think out of the box and go out there and chase species that I've never caught before. And what I enjoy the most about doing, you know, all these activities is just after the fishing where everybody gets together at camp, you know, we bring our wives, our girlfriends, you know, we have them cook. We all just chill and joke and, you know, have drinks and laughs. And, you know, we're not, we don't discriminate against anybody. Everybody's welcome to join us, you know. The more the merrier. We just go out there and have a good time. And it's all just to build memories because honest truth is we don't know how much longer we have, you know, left in life to enjoy ourselves because eventually we're gonna leave, you know, this world. So I'm just trying to do whatever I can, and fishing is a part of what I love, and hanging out with these guys, that alone is enough for me, you know. So it's not about the money, it's not about winning anything, you know. It's really all just for fun and building memories. Because like Vu said, if it's for money, we're in the wrong sport, you know.
Oh yeah, we broke with net loss or big loss.
Yeah,
you know, for sure. So
rate of return is horrible.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Sure.
Yeah.
If you think about it, rate of return is horrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except when Jose pays me later on this year.
Jose
wants.
Yeah, Jose wants.
Hey, Boo, you know that's towards you, right?
Hey,
I know.
Let's call the bet right now on live. How much?
I already. No, don't do that. Somebody else might be watching right now, Mamba. But don't worry, I'm gonna get Jose's ass this year for sure. I don't care if I'm 99th as long as he's 100.
I got something for the guys, you know, that are watching. You know, this AOTY for everyone that entered in. You know, with the sponsor we have. they will be issuing a coupon code, discount code so you can purchase off the website, and it could be 15%, whatever, stuff like that. The AOTY is based off, with all these sponsors, we're supporting them and they're supporting us, so for those of you that are asking, I'll issue those shortly, maybe by December 31st for all you guys to have it.
Yeah. So yeah, before we like Kei said, all the sponsors like Dakota Lithium, Catch, and all the different sponsors make this possible, and all the ones that give us discount codes. I mean, if you look at just the $30 that we spend, if you buy a bunch of stuff, you're gonna save more than that alone, right? So definitely support the ones that support us for sure to make this all possible.
Damn.
Ooh, are you seeing this comment?
I told you.
Well, that's for Jose.
Jose's just gonna motivate me a little bit more this year.
Oh dear. You guys are great. Good to see you. Good to see you're doing fine, Cham.
Right?
Yeah.
He got a little recovery,
yeah.
I mean, if you don't mind, I could bring this up in this stream right here. We're running that GoFundMe until March. So whoever that want to donate, you could donate to the GoFundMe. Just send me a screenshot. If not, I'll just go off the list and add you to the list. For every $20, you get a spot in there. So you can win a brand new 2024 PA and a fishing rod. Yeah, but Moon Custom.
There you go.
I think that's a good way to end it. So that for the guys that want to skip to the end and get all the
not a lot of people you hardly see any GoFundMe out there that people will offer stuff like this. We had some backlash. We offer this and people were like, "Oh, that's not worth 15,000," but that's not the point. 15,000 was just a set point. Even if we make 2,000, we're good with that. It's just a donation. If you donate into it, you get put into it. That's from us to the people. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I don't understand how.
Thanks, Joseph. Appreciate you having us on.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's always a pleasure to have the FNS AOTY guys on. It's always a pleasure because you guys like to bust each other's balls. So it's always the comment section is always the best thing whenever FNS AOTY is on.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Fresh and Salty Max Tinder was pretty good too.
I tried my best. It didn't work out, by the way, for the guys that are on Fresh and Salty. I didn't get up nowhere, but it was funny. Now you guys are always welcome. You guys are great. You guys are doing big things. Growing the sport. There's more guys that do both sides of it. As in the saltwater and the freshwater side. Then there are guys that just do one specific side. It's just fishing. So there's no reason to limit just freshwater and just saltwater. There's no reason to. So.
Yeah, so for you bass fishermen or freshwater people, don't be afraid to join, because it's actually a pretty good return if you do win like the drawing or something like that, for the AOTY,
Yeah.
You never know. A bass fisherman, I know you gotta catch bass, stripers, shellfish, crappie, carp, catfish. There's a whole list of freshwater, so don't be afraid to join in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't have to join in for AOTY. Just come out and hang out with us, fish with us, just camp with us, have a few beers, have some laughs. That's what it's all about.
My only advice, pro tip, is stay away from Vinny, especially if it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. Stay away from Vinny because he's gonna be chasing you around for a bottle of tequila.
He's our own. We know him pretty good.
For the guys that don't know Vinny, stay away from Vinny.
Yeah, that guy's
Vinny.
Yeah, that guy's
find Vinny when you get off the water, not when you get on the water. Find him when you get off the water. That's my pro tip. But all right, let's we're gonna call it a wrap.
Yeah,
so
it sounds good. Thanks for having us, Mac.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks for
having us, Max. Yeah,
so,
my pleasure.
Hey, have a good New Year's, everyone.
Yeah,
Happy New Year's, everyone.
That's watching that are not in the AOTY, if they want to join it or have questions, just reach out to me and and I'll explain the rules or whatever you want to know. I'll tell you, talk to you about it. That's all.
Cool. On the Fresh and Salty page.
Yeah, or message me. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Good night.
You guys.
Good night, all.
All right.
Nice.